Welcome to the Seeker's Hollow. I'm Brian, and welcome back to the next part of our series. This is part number 6 of Solo Dolmenwood, the Hunters of the Aldweald. Last time we had a successful fishing, and we caught some gurney. We were able to take 3 rations, and the gurney has a special feature where you have to save versus doom because they are so vicious looking. And so we did take a little bit of damage from that, 1 damage to Samwise and to 7 Steps at Dawn. But Loblo, with his excellent saving throws, was able to not take any damage from that. Loblo's got really good saving throws. That's one nice thing about playing as a mossling, is they tend to have very good saving throws. So after we finished our our fishing, we had a giant leech appear, and we don't know exactly the nature of what this leech is doing, but this is an aquatic encounter, so maybe he has appeared somewhere along the river, and we are now going to roll for surprise and the encounter distance and the reaction. And we have 1 leech. So let's roll for surprise. And so we are not surprised, but the leech got a 2. So the leech is surprised. And that's probably going to be good for us in terms of just giving us more of a chance to run away. So let's roll for the encounter distance. And it's going to be 2d6 times 30. So, wow, okay. So he's 360 feet away, so he's pretty far. Maybe we can, we see him in the river, but he is not aware of us. Maybe he's too busy swimming or something like that. Let's roll for the leech's reaction, which I guess in this case, since he doesn't know we're there, maybe he doesn't have a reaction to us. So I think we can actually simply just slink away, given the distance and the fact that he's not aware. So I think we will simply just slink away here, and we're not going to have to worry about the leech. Now, the leech is, I won't go into all of his stats, but the leech is pretty tough. I mean, he's level 6, so, but in general, we're trying to avoid encounters as much as we can. So I think given the fact that he's so far away, and that he really is probably not going to have any reaction to us because he's surprised, but we are not surprised, so we're just going to simply slink away, and I don't think we really need to do any kind of check here for that. I think it's a pretty cut and dry situation there. So we are going to sneak away, but definitely there's a lot of encounters and things going on in this hex, no doubt about that. And I do really wish we could have done something for the horse in the encounter last time. If we were just a little bit stronger and maybe not so low on funds and rations and things like that, we could probably try to go a little bit harder there and do something. But all right, so yeah, so we're in hex 1005, Shove's Finger and Sturge Isle, and a pretty interesting hex, some interesting things going on here, and there is a hidden site here as well that we could look at sometime. And remember, we do get 500 experience for uncovering, like the hidden things or the most things inside of a hex. So that's something to consider, maybe not for this hex, but for some other hexes in the future. And I also, off camera, I added up all the experience that we got in the last session. And the party is getting fairly close to 2nd level. 7 in particular is only, I think, less than 500 experience away. So that is pretty nice there. And Oh, you know what? I think I forgot to give 100 experience for the fishing as well. So let's write that in. So actually the party is getting pretty close to level 2, which is good. Be a good chance that we can maybe get some more hit points. All right, so they finished up a good day of fishing, and we're going to camp because we used the full day. That's how we got the +2 bonus. So we're going to go ahead and camp now. And let's roll for our firewood. And we got a 7, so that's going to be sufficient firewood. We just have to get a 4 or higher on the firewood. And then let's roll for cooking and camaraderie. So cooking is going to be the white die, camaraderie will be the red die. And we got a 1 and a 3. So I think with the bonus, we are still going to pass the camaraderie because we got a +2 bonus, I'm pretty sure, on that. No, we got a +1, so that will pass. So the camaraderie roll is going to pass. We will get 50 experience for that. And then we rolled a natural 1, and I think there actually is there are potentially some bad side effects for rolling a natural 1. I know there is for camaraderie. Yeah, so on a natural 1, the cook must save versus doom or produce a ruined and utterly inedible meal, wasting the ingredients used. So I guess that would actually count as maybe we would burn up 1 additional ration. So let's save versus doom. Otherwise, we're going to burn up 1 additional ration. So I think that's kind of a cool detail there, and I like that we've got that in there. So let's look at what our save is going to be. I think it's an 11 or a 12 for Samwise. Yeah, so he's got a 12. So we're going to have to roll a 12 or higher here, or we're going to burn up an additional ration. And we got an 18, so very good. He didn't do a good job with the cooking, but luckily it wasn't so bad that it was completely unedible, and everybody they didn't all hate him for it, at least. So yeah, that's a cool detail with the cooking. And you also have there's also a special natural 1 situation when you do that with the camaraderie roll as well. So cool little thing there. But now the party is going to be able to successfully camp, assuming that we don't have a nighttime encounter. So let's check for that right now. And we got a 3, so we're not going to have a nighttime encounter. And I think the party is thankful for that. And that means that overnight we will be able to, everyone will heal up because they get 1 hit point on a successful night's rest. So Samwise is going to be back to 4, and we're going to be back to 4 on 7 as well. So everyone is back to their full hit points. That's always good. And we're going to go into the next day, and also everyone is going to consume a ration as well. So we'll go ahead and put an X on 1 ration for each person there. All right, so we're going to pass day 6, the egg fast. We're going to go into day 7. And let's see what day 7 has in store. And day 7 is sunning. And the 7th of Simswald is also the feast of St. Neblet. And if we want to, we can look up the feast of St. Neblet and see what that actually is. Some feasts do have little details, but some, I think the majority of them do not. So we're looking here at the 100 Saints of Dolmenwood and Neblet. Neblet the Horrified. So if the saint is listed in italics, they are considered a major saint, but Neblet is not. Now, the major saints do have additional information about their myths and other things going on with him, but nothing for Neblet. But yeah, he is Neblet the Horrified. I don't know why he was horrified. That would be an interesting thing to find out. Okay, so we're going to need a roll for weather. So checking weather, we've got a 7. And 7 is warm and sunny. So sunning is warm and sunny. And there's no negative effect for that. Still in the same terrain and region. And still in hex 1005. And I think we're probably going to go fishing again. I think doing another day of fishing would be pretty good pretty good choice here. And if we can get more rations, that could help us out a lot. Maybe we can save a little bit of money and get stocked up on that. Although foraging might actually be possible to give us more rations. I wonder if foraging would give us more rations. All right, no, so fishing actually gives us more rations. We get 2d6. And foraging is only going to give us 1d6. Now, foraging does have the additional bonus of being able to find rare and special herbs and things like that, but we know that we don't have any in this hex. So I think our best bet is to go fishing again. All right, so we're going to get a +2 bonus again for fishing, and we've got to beat a target roll of 5. So really, we just need to roll. A 3 or better here. And all right, we got a 3. So we are going to successfully fish, and let's roll 1d20 and see what kind of crazy fish we're going to get this time. And we have rolled a 20 with it, which is the wraithfish. These are lazy weed browsers with near transparent jelly-like white flesh. Wraithfish can turn incorporeal for brief periods, a trick that they invariably perform when yanked out of the water by anglers. Madcap pipe music stymies this ability, and woodgrews are expert wraithfish catchers. Parties fishing without the requisite musical accompaniment only land fish sufficient for 1d6 rations. Well, that is unfortunate. So that's the whole reason that we chose fishing today, was to be able to get 2d6, but now we're only going to be able to get 1d6 rations for the wraithfish, because we do not have a woodgrue, or really anybody that plays madcap pipe music like a woodgrue does. So, all right. So let's roll for the rations. Hopefully we get a 6 here. And we only got a 1. So we'll just count that as automatically being 1 preserved. I think with the preserve roll, it'll just be you automatically get at least 1. So we are going to get 1 ration. And it'll just erase 1 ration that we had spent here. And we are also going to get 100 experience for the fishing again. So we've got another 100 for fishing. I didn't count the one from yesterday yet, so those will be added to the total off camera. And yeah, that's really unfortunate, because we really need to get as many rations as we possibly can. So that is really tough luck for us there. We might have to spend another day fishing again tomorrow so that we can get more rations. But now we need to roll for an encounter. This is going to be 2 and 6 chance. And we got a 3, so there's not going to be an encounter today. So that takes care of another day. We spent a whole day fishing there again. Unfortunately, only 1 ration to show for it. And now we're going to camp again. So let's roll for the firewood. Oh, we got a lot of firewood. We got 12 firewood. And we'll roll for the cooking and the camaraderie again. And oh, we got a natural 1 on the camaraderie. And I think that we are not going to pass the cooking. Actually, we will. That's still going to be a 4 with a +2 bonus for Samwise's high wisdom. So we do still pass the cooking. We get 50 experience for that. So at least they get to enjoy some nice wraith fish. I guess Samwise was able to cook those up, and he fried them up really nice, and they enjoyed those. But we got a 1 on the camaraderie, and that means that we are going to have a special bad thing here, which is probably going to be some kind of a save versus doom for 7. So let's see what that's going to be. So on a natural 1, we've got a save versus doom or incur ridicule and discord, incurring a -1 penalty to any constitution checks required to rest. So we're not going to have to do a check for that, but let's just see if we do save versus doom. We have such a favorable situation as far as our camping is concerned that we don't have to do a constitution check for sleeping through the night, but so luckily it won't really affect us. But let's just save versus doom anyway and see what happens here. Is 7 going to be ridiculed for a poor performance? And that's too bad because she just had her first successful performance the night before. So and she got a 9. So yeah, unfortunately they maybe she was a little overconfident after the great performance the night before, and she decided to pull out all the stops and do something really ambitious, and it really fell flat. So maybe all of the praise and adulation that she got the night before kind of went to her head, and she got a little crazy there, and didn't go so well. But luckily, it's not going to affect her sleep. It's nothing so bad that she can't sleep. All right, so we are going to make a nighttime check for wandering monsters, and that's a 6, so we're not going to have any wandering monsters, and everybody will sleep through the night okay and getting a good night's rest. So we're going to start up the next day, and we are just going to, I think we're just going to fish again because that is really the best thing that we can do, hoping to get a 2d6 ration roll, which would help us a lot, because if we can get a little bit of a surplus of rations, we could even possibly sell some of those in the town. But at the minimum, it's something that we don't have to pay for if we can hold on to a lot of them. So we're going to start the next week here, and this is going to be Samswold week 2. So day 1 is Collie, and we're going to roll for weather. And we've got a 5, which is going to be brisk and clear, so pretty nice. We've had 2 days of pretty nice weather and no negative effect for that. So it looks like another good day for fishing. Hopefully we just have a little bit better luck. So we're going to roll for our fishing roll here, and again we get a +2 for doing it for the full day, so we just need to roll a 3 or higher, and we got a 5. Very good. So let's roll d20 to see what fish we're going to get, and we are going to get a 9, which is the lard fish. The lard fish is head-sized, translucent cream jellyfish with tangled tentacles dotted with clusters of grape-like nodules. The body of a lard fish is tough and somewhat fatty, but its tentacles are sweet and succulent. Okay. I like that. This is just a nice, fatty, succulent fish that doesn't do anything crazy. It doesn't scare people. It doesn't try to disappear when you catch it. So that's good. I like this kind of fish. Now let's roll to see what rations we're going to get. Let's hope we get a lot of rations. We got 5, so not so great, but it's okay. And we need to roll for a preserving roll, and so we got to get a 5 or a 6. Otherwise, we're only going to get 2 rations out of this. And we only got a 1, so we're only going to get 2 rations, unfortunately. And I think I forgot to count the rations that we used last night, so that's just going to mean that we'll erase 1. Okay, so at least we are not really down so much on rations, but unfortunately we're not getting a lot of them. And now we do need to roll for an encounter during the day during our fishing. Oh, we got a 1, so we are going to have an encounter here. And we're going to roll on the Aquatic Encounter table. So we'll pull out that and roll for that. Rolling D20 here. And we got 11, which is going to be a Mad Tom. And we're going to have 1d12 of the Mad Tom. So let's roll D12 here. And that is 6. And we can find the Mad Tom on page 54. So we're going to have 6 Mad Toms. And these are kind of cool. So these are slimy 3 to 4 foot tall amphibious demi-fae with pasty catfish faces. They dwell in murky rivers and only approach the surface to hunt for land-dwelling creatures, preferably sentient. Okay. So these are small demi-fae, sentient, and they're neutral or chaotic. So these guys are a little bit crazy. They're not terribly fast on land, but they are good swimmers. And we've got a 25% chance that they're in a lair, so maybe we are close to their lair. Let's see. We'll just roll a D4. So if we get a 1, we are near their lair. Okay, so we got a 2, so we're not near the lair. And let's see what's going on with them. So they can speak Sylvan. So if we do need to talk to them, 7 can talk to them for sure, although there's also a 1 in 4 of Woldish. Okay, so let's check surprise and encounter distance. The Mad Toms are going to be the red die, and nobody is surprised. And then we'll check encounter distance, and that's going to be 300 feet, so pretty far away, I think. So let's roll for an activity of what they're doing, because there's 6 of them, so there's a good chance that they are engaged in some kind of activity here. And that is a 5. So they are dying and wounded. Okay. Wow. Now, normally we would not want to bother with them. But given that they are dying and wounded, that is a little bit interesting here. Now, our characters are not evil, so we're not going to go over there and just kill them off and execute them. So that's something that we won't do. But there is, of course, a reason that they are dying or wounded. Whatever hurt them is something that we might want to be aware of. But let's roll for their reaction, and I think it's going to be unlikely that they would want to attack us at this point, since they are in a dire situation. But let's just roll for a reaction and see how that looks. So that's a 10, which is going to be indifferent, and they may negotiate. So we might have a chance to help them out here, actually, which it kind of makes sense that they might want to negotiate with us, because obviously there's something that we could do maybe to help them out. And so let's see if we can talk to them. I think it would be a good idea to try to talk to them. Now, it does say that there will be at least one of these man traps present when the Mad Toms are found along the bank of the water. So I think given the fact that they would actually be seeking aid from us, maybe they would let us know about the man trap. So let's see, we're going to roll a likely. This is going to be a likely yes that they will tell us about the man trap so that we would be able to render them aid without getting hurt. So that likely means that there's going to be one blank is going to be counting as a yes if we get a blank. So, okay, we got 2 yeses anyway. So they are going to tell us about the man trap, so we don't need to worry about the man trap. So we're able to draw in closer, and one of them is going to come out and talk with us because they are willing to negotiate. So let's roll for a trait. So we can roll a d6 here, and a 6. So the one that comes out to talk to us is milky white with translucent flesh, pink eyes, and organs. So it's kind of a more translucent one. And these guys, their behavior, they are dull-witted, sly, and ravenous. So they're not terribly smart, and they are a little bit tricky and hungry. So they may not be the easiest thing to deal with, but 7 can speak Sylvan, and she has pretty good. She's got pretty good charisma. So I think maybe what we can do here is we can make a charisma check, an ability check, and if she passes the check, then they are going to be willing to offer us probably some kind of reward if there's something that we can do at all to help them out. So we'll be able to make a potentially favorable deal here if we can help them. So we'll go ahead and do a charisma check for that. All right, so 7 needs to roll a 3 or higher because she has a +1 bonus. All right, and she got a 3. So the Mad Toms, the one Mad Tom that comes out and talks to us, the milky white Mad Tom, he says that, well, he's going to say something about what we can do to give them aid, and he'll offer us some kind of a reward. And I'm thinking about maybe using the deck of signs here, and this might give us some clue as to what kind of reward he might offer, or what he wants us to do to assist him and his companions who are wounded and dying here. So we're going to draw 2 cards in the deck of signs, and this will give us some sense of what kind of task or thing that he wants us to do. And if we don't get anything really obvious here, then we'll just try to go with something that makes sense for the situation. But I think this would be a good place to start. So let's see what we get here. So we've got that one there, and then this one here. So we've got rival, clashing, respect, and tense, and plague spreading, infected, distrust. So maybe they are dying of some kind of sickness, some kind of illness. They are infected. So we probably don't want to get too close to them. Rival, clashing, respect, tense. Not totally sure about that one. Maybe, well, obviously this is a tense situation. There's no doubt about that. Now, I think what we can say here is that he's going to tell us the location of the Mad Toms. They have like a medicine worker, or like some kind of a shaman or something in their society. So he's going to tell us where we can go to notify the shaman to come and help them. So to help them because they have got some kind of sickness that unfortunately is killing them off. But maybe their medicine worker, their shaman could help them out. So he's going to tell us the location of that, And I'm going to say that it's not anywhere terribly far away. Maybe we'll roll something to try to determine how far away that's going to be. Okay, so I think what we'll do is we'll roll a we're going to roll a 1d3 to determine how many hours away this place is, where we can talk to where we can notify the shaman. And maybe if it's 3 hours away, then there might be more of the Mad Toms might die. We'll make a roll later for how many of them possibly die before the shaman can get there. So, okay, so it is 3 hours away. And we've got 6 of these Mad Toms. So I think what we'll do is we'll roll a 1d6, and that will determine how many Mad Toms would actually perish before the shaman can come there and help them. All right, so 4 of the Mad Toms have died now, and the shaman has come back, and he's rendering aid to the 2 Mad Toms that are still there. And so the Mad Tom that talked with us, he's going to offer us some reward for getting the shaman to come there. And I think we can look at their possessions or their hoard. So they've got no possessions, and then hoard is going to be C6 plus R7 plus M4. So I think we'll look at something with the hoard and maybe like a reduced hoard roll. Because we were only able to save 2 of them, maybe it's going to be a little bit reduced. If we had been able to save more, it would be a little bit bigger reward. All right, so we're going to roll for our treasure reward here. And we're looking at C6, and we've got a 10% chance. So we have to hit that 10% chance to actually get anything. So we don't have a really good chance here, really. So we're just going to have to roll a 1 to 10. And that's 35. Okay, so we're not going to get anything on there. Now, I think would this be typically per 1? Okay, so that's kind of how we'll determine things here. So because only 2 survived, so we're going to get 2 rolls on each one. Now, if more had survived, we would have got however many had survived. So we could have gotten up to 6 rolls per one. So let's roll one more time for the C6. And that's 65. Okay, so we're going to get nothing there. Now, we also have the R7. So R7 is a 30% chance. So if we get 30 or lower, and that is a 19, so we are going to get something here. We're going to get 1d8 gems or 1d8 art objects. So let's see, 1 to 3, it's going to be gems, and 4 to 6, it'll be art objects. Okay, so it's going to be gems. And we're going to roll 1d8 for that. And we got a 5. So we are going to get 5 gems. And I will note that down. Okay, so that was the first roll for the riches. So let's roll another one. And again, we've got to get 30 or less. And that's 96, so we get nothing there. Okay, and then on the M, it's M4. So we've only got a 15% chance on M4, so we gotta get 15 or less. And that's 61, so we get nothing. And that is a 100, so we definitely don't get anything there. Okay, so all we got was 5 gems, and that's not bad. At least that's something. Let's see what the gems are going to be worth here. So gems range in value from 10 gold to 1,000. We're going to roll on the gem value table to determine the value of each gem in the hoard. or we could roll on the gym type. I think we'll roll on maybe on the gym type. Okay, well, one good thing about gyms is that they're pretty small, so it'll be easy for us to carry. So, okay, let's roll. We're going to roll D12. Let's see what the first gym is going to be. And that is an 11. So the first gym is a tiger eye. Or actually, no, we don't know yet because we have to see if it's ornamental, semi-precious, fancy, precious, or gemstone. So that would actually be the gem value. Okay, so we're going to have something on line 11, and then we'll roll the gem value for that to see what it is. And that is a 39, so it's going to be semi-precious. So we got a smoky quartz, and that is worth 50 gold. And then we'll roll for the next gem type here. And that is in number 1. And we'll roll the gem value. And that is going to be 50. So that one is fancy. So that is an amber. So we have 1 amber, which is worth 100. And roll the next one. Got a 3. Roll the value. That is a 78. That's going to be precious. So that is a beryl. So we got a beryl, which is worth 500. And we roll the next one. Got a 3, which is going to be that same row there again. We'll see which one it's going to be. And that is a 10. So it's going to be a clear quartz, which is worth 10 GP. And then let's roll the final one, which is a 3 again, and that is an 86, which is going to be precious. And that will also be a beryl. So we got 2 beryls. So all in all, even though we only found one little bit of treasure, we did pretty good there. And then I think what else I'm also going to do for this encounter is I'm going to give them experience equal to 2 Mad Toms. So the party is also going to get 70 experience points as well. So we'll write that down. They're going to get 70 each for 2 Mad Toms because they were able to save 2 of them. So, okay, and I think another thing I'll note down as well is that we saved 2 Mad Toms. And if we're ever back in this hex and we have to deal with the Mad Toms again, we will get we'll get like a small bonus to reactions because maybe we are considered to be slightly, friendly to the Mad Toms at this point. All right, so pretty interesting random encounter there, and I think that's going to wrap up this episode. And when we come back next time, I think we're looking in a pretty good situation where we can go back into town and maybe we can start gearing up for our long journey over to Rycroft to help out the apothecary Wadred Vague on his commissioned journey from the Plurtine Church. So thank you very much for joining me, and we'll see you next time.